Alright guys, here we are with another video review here. This isn't of a single item, this is a video review comparison between the RedMax EBZ8500 and the Echo PB770 backpack blowers. These are the top two backpack blowers in the landscaping industry, and I figured everyone's telling me to keep the video reviews coming, so I figured what not better way but with fall upon us to compare the top two blowers in the segment. So on the right we have the RedMax EBZ8500, and on the left we have the Echo PB770T. Now I do have a full video review of the 770. I do not have a individual full review of the EBZ8500 yet, but I will hope to get to it soon. But I figured if somebody's looking for a blower, these would be your two best choices, and then I'll go through which one, or I'll go through both of them, and then you can basically decide from there. So I'll start on the bigger RedMax. The EBZ8500 is new, or newer than the Echo PB770. The RedMax, you have your choice of both the hip throttle and tube throttle. This does have a two-stage filtration system for the air. And it's, your standard backpack blower from RedMax. It's your biggest blower. As you can tell, it's a little bit taller than the Echo, but it's still the same width. Takes up the same footprint. It's pretty just your normal backpack blower, but as you can see, it is a little bit taller. The one thing I will say is that the Echo is a little bit more comfortable on your back. The RedMax is very comfortable and much, much lighter than its predecessor, the EBZ8050, which I have a review of as well. Thank God they got rid of the EBZ8050. It was just one blower that did not add up to RedMax's reputation. So it's much lighter than the EBZ8050, but a smidge heavier than the Echo. But the Echo is more comfortable on the back. So what I actually did is that I wrote down on my whiteboard the main differences between the two blowers. So if you're looking at it, you can see the Echo has 63.3 cc and the RedMax has 75.6. A little over 10 more cc's. The CFM is out of the pipe. That's 756 and 908. So it's a major difference in the CFM. Echo has more mile per hour, but as we all know, the mile per hour really doesn't count when you're trying to move piles of leaves. The gas in ounces, 68 to 77. The decibel level for noise, 73 to 77. The dry weight, 23.8 and 24.7. So for a much larger engine and a much bigger displacement, the RedMax isn't that much heavier. It's only a pound heavier. And the commercial warranty is 2 years. The consumer warranty for a homeowner on the Echo is actually 5 years. So if you're a homeowner looking for one of these, the Echo warranty is actually 5 years. But I'll just keep it here for a little bit so you can keep looking at that if you want to write them down or what have you. So as you can see, the CFM is a lot more, and that's really what matters. But go back to the blowers now. I'll tell you a little bit about each blower and the differences. If you're looking at the Echo, I have the tube throttle on this one. The hip throttle is much different than the hip throttle on the RedMax. On the RedMax, this is idle and this is faster. On the Echo, this is idle and down is faster. So they're completely opposite for the hip throttles. The Echo has adjust straps up top as well as on the bottom. The RedMax does not, so it's only one adjustment. The Echo has the spring isolation system. The whole motor and everything moves on 4 springs in the back. The RedMax does not. So when you're using this for a while the Echo is much, much, much more comfortable than the RedMax. The RedMax takes about 4 to 5 pulls to start. The Echo starts in just 2. 1 on choke, 1 off choke, and it's ready to go. The RedMax takes about 4 or 5 pulls, even when it's hot out. In the summer, it still takes that many pulls. Some of the little features that are nice is that the Echo has this little piece of metal here, so that when the exhaust comes out, it actually shoots up. So if you're in a planting bed blowing out leaves and somebody's behind you, the exhaust doesn't go right in their face. The RedMax does not. It comes straight out. Okay. Other than that, the Echo does have a more secure tube than the RedMax, with the posi lock tube system. As you can see, all 5 of these get locked in here, and they get locked down here. The RedMax just has one lock. That's it. So I'm actually surprised I don't have any electrical tape on that blower yet, because they usually come off. But these, you will never have to worry about these coming off, ever. The air filter's on top on this, which gives it the more height, while the air filter on this one is on the side right here. So the Echo is a more compact blower, but the engine is, of course, smaller. Fuel economy wise, the Echo blows the RedMax away. This RedMax sucks down fuel, but it is a little bit bigger blower. It's only a little bit, it's only 12 more cc's, but it does suck down fuel compared to the Echo. I have obviously both Echo and RedMax. I actually got both of these blowers at the same dealer, so my dealer support is fantastic. Dealer support is everything with any piece of equipment, obviously, so make sure you take that into consideration. But other than that, we do have only the RedMax EBZ8500s. We have 3 of them that we use for fall cleanups. We do not use the Echoes. They just don't have the power like the RedMaxes to move piles of leaves. However, we have 1 8500 and 2 of the Echoes in the enclosed trailer during the year to cut grass. Because to blow leaf clippings off the driveway, the Echo is better because it's a little bit lighter. Like I said, though, when we were looking at the chart, it's only a pound lighter. So compared to the size and everything, only a pound really doesn't make a difference. But the Echoes are nicer just for blowing off grass clippings. So that's pretty much it on the comparison here. The EBZ8500, the RedMax, from my dealer out the door, is a little over $570, and the Echo out the door is a little over $520. So, it's just a matter of how much you want to pay and how much you're willing to pay for the power. Now, if anybody's looking at the RedMax EBZ7500, that is the equivalent of the Echo. The Echo, CFMs and everything, the weight, the decibel level is within 1 or 2, values of the 7500. So the 7500 RedMax and the PB770 Echo are really, really, really close. So if you're looking at an Echo versus RedMax, and you don't need the heavy weight of the 8500 or the power, but you want, you're still comparing the RedMax to the Echo, the 7500 and the 770 are pretty much the same blower. It's just red or orange. It depends on what color you like. So this is the basis of the comparison. If you need to look at the chart again, obviously, please, I wrote it down so anybody can see it. If you have any questions about any particular blower or either or, please ask and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible.